I'm the Crafty Ginger. Today I'm going to show you how to make a macrame wall hanging similar to this one or this one. They're essentially the same pattern, just with different haircuts and different colors. This one's a little bit longer, just on purpose, but it's the same basic knots. So here we have a lark's head knot. I'll show you how to do that. A square knot. This is a diagonal clove hitch knot, and this is an alternating half hitch. And then you just want to be kind of careful when you trim it. You want your ropes to be longer when you start out, so when you give it a haircut, it can be, you know, as long as you like. So the materials are pretty basic. All you really need is some rope. This is 3/16 rope, and I got this on Etsy from a shop. I can link it in the description below. And the other thing you'll need is some type of dowel or rod that you can put the cords on. So this is a piece of driftwood. It's kind of a unique piece. This is just a standard wood dowel. This is also driftwood, just a skinny little piece. This is for my demo, that's why I tied it up already. And this is another idea, just a basic acrylic rod. And my color today is this gorgeous indigo blue, and you also need a pair of sharp scissors. These are sewing scissors. So I'm going to show you how to cut your rope length. First, you want it to be, I just use my body to measure it, so it's going to be 1.5 of your wingspan. So just cut all of your cords the same. And I already have a couple demo cords cut here. I'll show you how to put those on. So you're just going to grab the tail ends of your rope, and this is the part that's going to attach. This is called a lark's head knot. You're going to put it over, so you have your loop. You're going to put it over your piece of driftwood or whatever you're putting it on, and then you just pull your two little tails through the loop like that, and then tighten it up. So that's a lark's head knot. Again, with the lark's head knot, this is the midpoint of the rope. You're going to take the loop and put it over whatever you're using for your piece, and then pull the two tails through and then tighten it up. So again, this is 1.5 body lengths, and we're going to need 10 cords exactly the same length for this pattern. Okay, now I'm going to show you the first most basic knot, the square knot. So these are your outside ropes, and these are your anchors. So you're going to make like the shape of a 4. So your 4, and then your right-handed piece is going to come over behind the 2 and through. And then to snug it up, you just pull these ends. And now we're going to do the opposite side. So you're going to make a 4 shape. You're going to pull this tail over the 4 shape. It's going to go behind these 2 and through. So that's one completed square knot. You could just do all left-handed square knots or all right-handed, then you'll end up with a twist in your yarn. But let me show you again. So the 4 shape, this piece comes over, behind the 2 and through, and then you snug it up. And the opposite, a 4 shape, over, behind, and through. And then just pull the tails to bring it up. So that's the basic square knot, and that's what we need to get started. So for this green one here, I have these are alternating square knots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of alternating, and what I mean by that is it's going, these group of 4 are going, and then these group of 4, and then it goes back, and I'll show you that as we get going into the pattern. Okay, the next knot is the alternating half hitch knot. That's this one in the pattern, this long dangly piece here. So this involves just 2 cords. You could do it with 4, but it will be very bulky. So in this case, you're going to have 1 lead cord. So pull that one down so you know it's your lead cord. What you're going to do is just, so this is the other piece that you're going to be looping it with. Just pull it through and then up like that. Then you switch your lead cord. So you pull down, this is your lead cord. This one is going to go over and then up. Now the yellow is your lead cord. Pull that one down, and the green goes over and up. Now the green's the lead. Yellow goes over and up. So you can see it makes kind of like a square, or I'm sorry, like it kind of squiggles. And then you can, you know, stretch it out just a little bit when you're all finished. It'll give it, you know, so it's not so bunched up type of look. So that's for the centerpiece right here, like I said. And you can see it has that alternating pattern. So that's just 2 cords, and at the bottom I just unwound it so it has like more of a tassel-y look. Okay, we're doing alternating square knots for this first row, or I'm sorry, for the pattern it's alternating square knots. So we're just gonna do a left square knot and a right square knot all the way across, like we talked about before. So you're gonna have 5 sets of square knots for this first row. Kind of pull those down as needed. Okay, row 2. For row 2, you're going to leave these 2 out, and you're going to grab these 4 neighbors here, and you're going to do the same thing all the way across. So for row 1, you're going to have 5 square knots across. For row 2, you're only going to have 4. For row 3, you're going to have 5. And so on. So it's just that same pattern again and again. And we're gonna do this, I think I said 5 before, we're actually gonna do this 6 times. So 6 rows of this alternating square knot. Okay, so now we have our 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to give you a longer piece that's like this. This has 6 rows. This one only has 4 completed rows. 1, 2, 3, 4 before we started reducing. So I'm going to show you that now. So now that you want to end on that row with these 2 little neighbors on the end. Okay, now we're going to leave out 4, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do square knot. So you're going to have 3 square knots across this row. Okay. Now you want to leave out 6. Actually, my ropes are kind of short on this one, so I'm wondering, so just kind of play it by ear. So see, as you put in more rows, it will use up more rope. So I think for this green one, you'd want to do 2 body lengths of rope. And for this one, the length that we did is fine, 1.5 body lengths of rope. So I'm going to pull out a couple, and don't feel bad, you know, if you have to go back. Sometimes you just, by trial and error, you have to pull things out and start again, because, you know, once you've cut the rope, you can't undo it, obviously. And you want to have, I definitely would like to have more rope than I need, because I've done this a couple of times now where I've, you know, cut the rope too short, and it's always a bummer because you can't give it the haircut you want. You can't do as many knots as you want. So to take them out, you just, you know, just pull them apart like that. So that's the first square knot we did, and that's the second. So I'm gonna just back up by 2 rows. So we'll be doing this pattern for this gold one here. So just take it out until you have an even number of rows. So you're ending on a row that has these 2 pieces on the end here. So we're almost done taking it out. You can see how quickly it goes, especially with these bigger ropes. Okay. So now we're doing the reducing. We're going to leave these 4 little friends over here. We're going to take these 4 and do our 3 square knots all the way across. 1, 2, Okay, now we're going to do a row with just 2 square knots. So we're gonna leave out, how many do we have over here? 2, 4, 6 little friends over here, and we're gonna take these next 4. So you can see it's kind of creating that diamond shape that we want to do those diagonal clove hitch knots next. Okay, now the center 4 are the ones you're going to make the square knot with last. Okay, our next step, and the only knot I haven't showed you yet, is the diagonal half hitch knot. So you're going to take this outside rope and you're going to hold them kind of diagonally. This is your lead cord. Okay, the neighbor to your lead cord, I'm going to hold the lead cord in front. This is your neighbor to the lead cord. He's going to just go over the lead cord and then pull him through. So it's going that way. And then you snug it up. And you have to do that 2 times for each side. So again, he's going to go over, and then you're just kind of making a knot with the cord that you're draping over. So your lead cord is the same throughout the whole process. So this cord's actually going to end up right here in the center at the very when you get to the end, because we're going to have 1 lead cord here and 1 lead cord here coming down. Okay, the next one, our next little friend, he's going to go over the lead cord and then pull him out this way. That's important because otherwise it won't make the right loop. Okay, so he goes over and snug them up. And you do it twice for each cord. And that's what secures the knot. So 1, 2. You can see it goes pretty quick once you kind of get the hang of it. So 1, 2. If you lose count, just go back and say, okay, I got 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, I'm good. I can move on. You know, and just make sure you secure it with the second loop. That's what's gonna keep the knot nice and tight. So we have 3 more left on this side, and then I'll show you the left diagonal because it's the same process but just backward, and just so you know how to do that. You can see these end up kind of short, you know, once you start doing lots of loops, lots of knotting. Okay, now our outside cord is a lead cord and it's going to be going in diagonally. Okay, so this one, the neighbor, is going to go over, and then you're going to pull him out this way. Same thing. Pull it out that way. So do that, going all the way down. And for this pattern, we're going to end up with 2 of the diagonal clove hitch knots. You can see right here. So for the next one, you just take, again, the most outside one, and this will end up as your center cord there. So let me finish this up and I'll show you once again how to do the alternate half hitch knot and give him a haircut. Okay, so we have our 2 diagonal clove hitch knots. Now you should have 4 of your lead cords in the center. To bring them together, you're just going to do a left square knot and a right square knot to kind of snug it together. Okay, you notice that these cords are shorter. The reason is because we did extra knots here in the center, so it's good to kind of bring these longer outside pieces to the center because we're going to use that to do the alternating half hitch knot. So this is the one where you have a lead cord on each. You're going to be alternating. This is your lead, this is your lead. So this is, I'm going to use my left as the lead. So I'm pulling that down, and this is my right. The tassel is going to go over and pull it up like we talked about earlier with the red and, or the green and gold cords. Okay, now my right's my lead. Over and up. Now the left's the lead. Over and up. right? So you're just going back and forth like that. And I mean, just give it, you know, as many as you feel looks good. Probably more than that, I would think, for my taste. And I don't know what kind of haircut this one should have. I kind of like it just how it's random this time. So, and then just kind of pull on it to loosen it up a little bit. I'm gonna grab my scissors. This one I think I'm just gonna leave sort of random. So I'm gonna cut wherever it kind of looks nice. Like, so we have some shorter and longer cords. Like, we probably don't want those two exactly the same length. So maybe that one. If you're a hairstylist, you'd probably be really good at this. I'm not a hairstylist. So yeah, and then it will naturally fringe at the end. Oh, this one has a plastic on the end of it. Of course, you can always go through if you have extra time or would like to, you can untwist it. So that gives it that kind of curly look. I really like how that looks, and I love this rope because it frays on the end really well. So on both of these other ones, I did go through and unwind them, but I'll do that when I have a little bit more free time. I hope you enjoyed this macrame pattern, and I hope you thought it was a good beginner introduction to it. I love it, and it goes so quickly. You know, you can make one of these in just one evening, so it makes a great gift or just great wall hanging for your home. I've been hanging these in my bathroom. I have a bunch of them. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for more videos. Bye.